Dinosaurs never existed.
Whoa, alright, calm down there, buddy. It's okay. No need to be so full on with that. Because, you know, it's really dumb. And the last thing you need to be doing is yelling about how stupid you are. And for those of you who are already typing up a storm about how this is too ridiculous to be real, I honestly thought the same on the first viewing of this video, because it gets wild in no minutes flat. But then something happened. The video was completely taken away from the guy's account, from his social media and all that jazz. And there's been no mention of its existence since. That's the move of someone who said something really stupid and got called out hard and needs to hide their shame before their mum sees it. You know, like how you all do when someone walks in and catches you watching a Sir Sick video instead of some nice wholesome porn.
Have you seen one?
Yes, I mean not alive, but we have these things called fossils. They are kind of all over the place and provide excellent evidence for various critters that existed before the time of the humans. It's great, you can read about them in books. I mean, this guy isn't even stood in front of a bookshelf like some of these sorts often do to make themselves look smart. So, you know, we can't even be sure he knows what they are. So, fair point if he doesn't actually know anything about, well, anything.
Last week I was in China with my boy Ling Ling.
You see, that's kind of where I first tuned out, thinking that this was some kind of skit, because no offense to any Linglings out there, it's a fine name, but it kind of sounds like he said he was hanging out in the US with his friend Joe America Face, because he didn't actually know any other names, and is just saying the first thing that came into his head. And you have to believe me, because my British friend, Winston Englishman, completely agrees.
I've seen cats, I saw dogs, I saw chickens.
The funny thing right there is you kind of said, I saw cats, I saw dogs, I saw dinosaurs. And seriously, I thought, you know, what a not bad, funny haha joke. That's real smart. But after watching this once, I saw it again in my feed, went to check it out and boom, gone. And that really intrigued me. So I checked out the guy and, well, he's totally an Andrew Tate-esque, I'm so clever, look at me and buy into my bullshit because of how smart and insightful I am. But if this was truly a joke, you'd think he would have rolled with it, with everyone ripping the absolute piss out of him. And just a prediction, if it comes up again, it will totally be a hilarious joke that you just don't get my hashtag humour. Yeah, sure, everything wrong I've ever said was a joke too.
I saw everything come straight out of the oven. I've never seen a dinosaurs ever.
Wait, dinosaurs don't exist because no one cooked one for you? Have you not ever heard of a little thing called Extinction? It's kind of a big deal in terms of, you know, things being around anymore. I mean, dino burgers could be an excellent delicacy, sure, but you'd have to be able to actually get one first.
Now you might be thinking, Hassan, why is there such a big culture around dinosaurs and why is there so much propaganda around it?
Because dinosaurs are cool and people like them. They are an interesting look into the deep history of the planet and the kind of creatures that existed way before any kind of historical documentation and or history in general. Although I wouldn't call research and scientific understanding propaganda. I would call it, you know, knowing things. A foreign concept in your sphere of the internet, it seems.
For the same reason there's lies about everything.
Making sure that no one knows where my whiskey stashes are. That's what all of the conspiracies circle back to. Moon landing faked, so everyone thought that the moon was a big boring rock. Flat Earth, because whiskey falls off of a globe. And of course chemtrails, because how the hell else am I supposed to have sky whiskey?
Money and power.
Well, I am sure there are plenty of lies that lead to money and power. All of them? I mean, I lied to Mrs. Sick last week about how she looks really good in a leopard print set of armor, because I didn't want her to feel bad about looking like a medieval version of Peggy from Married with Children. But that backfired and now she's ordered 300 identical outfits. So now not only do I not have any money left, they're going to cut the power tomorrow. But at least she feels good about herself and her stupid clothes.
There is so much money involved in selling merchandise and selling movies and selling museum access.
museum access. I mean, while not all, so many museums are completely free. It's like that place that you go when you want to have a nice day out, but someone bought another 400 of the exact same set of dogs, because apparently it's the only thing I ever complimented them in, like a fucking idiot. Also, the merchandise and movies thing. You know what everyone agrees isn't a real story about real things that really happened? Star Wars. And yet that shit sells absolutely crazy numbers of crap all the time, with an incredible merchandise lineup and cross promotions and everything. And yet no one is concerned by its fakeness. In fact, it seems to be a benefit. If anything, you might have had a point if dinosaurs had laser swords and magic powers. And not gonna lie, that sounds sick as fuck. And yes, I do mean me as fuck, raw, etc.
I have business partners who make billions of dollars selling something to do with dinosaurs.
Do you though? Do you really? I doubt that you have business partners at all, let alone people who make billions of dollars selling anything. And the only people who make billions off of dinosaurs are probably like movie studios, and specifically whoever owns the rights to Jurassic Park, even though that is only valued at a few billion, so it's not like there's that much to spread around, especially for the dipshits pretending to be rich to get suckers to send them their hard-earned money crowd.
It's all a fucking lie, I'm telling you now.
I'm so sure that it is. Now, if you would just disprove all of paleontology and not just say it am lie because people make the money from it, I'll be sure to send you your Nobel Prize. Although you are more likely to win a Total Bell Prize instead, because you are in fact a Total Bell end. The biggest one I've ever seen. I'm actually impressed considering.
Okay? Dinosaurs don't exist. You're telling me pigeons still exist?
I mean, I didn't tell you that? Yeah. Although, again, that's another dinosaur ancestor, so the fact that you keep bringing up birds is actually really funny, but for the opposite reason I thought at first. There is nothing like someone doing accidental comedy gold, not gonna lie. Well, I will lie, but only about dinosaurs, apparently.
Right, something so small and kickable as a pigeon.
I am sure that this will be used as evidence for the fella totally joking lol you fell for his funny prank haha that he deleted and hasn't mentioned since or embraced it as a skit or anything like that. No, what you seem to be confusing as acerbic presentation for an attempt at actual humour. You can say something you mean in a, well, bitey and somewhat humorous way whilst being completely serious. And the sooner the internet learns the difference, the sooner we can stop defending morons with "it was just a prank, brah."
But dinosaurs, we can make them go extinct.
Yes! My god, man, everything will go extinct at some point. It's just the nature of existing. Some things out-exist everything else, of course. I mean, humans will be long gone before a lot of other things. But that's not necessarily because they even will have died out, but because evolution changes things until it's not that thing anymore, because it's much more likely to survive wherever it is in whatever form it has become.
You're telling me something so powerful and big that can fly between places?
I mean, A, the types of dinosaurs you're talking about didn't fly, you probably mean pterosaurs, and B, big isn't actually a particularly good fit for most environments, especially not today. Otherwise, massive creatures would be the norm and not the exception, especially on land, since the biggest things we have today are things like elephants, and not gonna lie, they're kind of fun size compared to some of these fucking things, so yeah, it's almost like being too big is not actually all that useful.
Is extinct, but a pigeon who just shits on my car and on my window is not extinct?
I mean, to be fair, did you actually do anything about the pigeon? No? Well, that sounds like that motherfucker is apex life form at this point. If anything shits on you and your immediate reaction isn't to punt it into space because you literally can't, then that thing is not below you on the food chain. I tell you that much for free. And then probably poop on you from outer space.
I don't believe it. The same people who believe that dinosaurs are extinct are the same people who believe the moon landing was real.
Oof. I mean, let's be frank. If you are stupid enough to think that dinosaurs are fake, the idea that other people could possibly be smart enough to send man to the moon must seem awfully suspicious, considering you and everyone you know are too stupid to use a knife and fork without accidentally decapitating yourselves. So it kind of makes sense.
Not real. It's all a fucking psyop. It's all a distraction.
See, no one says psyop. Like, only people who know about the lingo and the people who actually use it know what the fuck a psyop even is. And if you don't know what a psyop is, good for you. Enjoy living in a world where every other person you engage with isn't an absolute fucking nutter. Oh, I do envy you.
Now, the third and final point which confirms they're not real.
Wait, you were making points? Jesus, I thought you were just rambling inane bullshit whilst standing outside in your most comfortable bathrobe, as all sensible people do. Okay, so the first one was movies, the second one was pigeons, and without looking at his conspiracy placard whiteboard there, I'm going to guess that the third reason is rocks, because he's a fan of Mudfossil University and is trying to become one of the professors there. Ain't nepotism a bitch?
The holy books, the Quran, the Torah, the Bible.
Oh, God. And no, not in that way, because, you know, using the language I speak in the way fucking everyone speaks it isn't an admission of fucking deities existing. Like those cunts who say, oh, my Thor, aren't magically right about Thor existing just because they changed it. But yeah, anyway. Of course, random books that are all basically the same old shit written by ancient idiots who didn't understand the world, let alone had the capacity or inclination to perform global excavations to find all the fossils they could. Yeah, their books will totally be a good reason that the dinosaurs don't real. Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
All these things say that dinosaurs never existed. They never ever mention dinosaurs.
So the conclusion that you came to, Mr. Galaxy Intellect, is not to say, maybe these people didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Perhaps I should not listen to them and their asinine rantings about snakes and trees and clay men and flying a Pegasus to the fucking moon through the vacuum of space where wings would provide exactly zero thrust. Maybe those books are perhaps a bit completely fucking wrong.
So if you believe in God...
Good news for most of the people on my channel, and some really bad news for the frankly awesome guys who are religious but still appreciate my content, and the fact that it's all in good fun when I say God not real, religion boys and big dumb. Because, you know, I'm dumb too. I'm just right about more things. But I'm really sorry that whatever this guy says next, you're gonna have to agree with it. Hey, I don't make the rules. I just enforce them with guns and bombs and very angry herrings.
You know dinosaurs aren't real.
You heard it here first. If you believe in God, you know that dinosaurs don't real. So either you get to keep God or you get to keep dinosaurs. And I don't mean to bias you, but I'm pretty sure that if Jesus and a T-Rex got into a fight, that pacifist bitch is going the fuck down against nature's sexiest killing machine, who just so happens to be riding that T-Rex.
And if you don't believe in God, and you think this planet was all here randomly, it's all just by chance.
I don't believe in God, but I also don't believe everything is random. What are you talking about? It's systems. That's how this shit works. These things come together because of gravity and evolution. All these things that we know happen because of the science you clearly know nothing about. Randomness just is not the right word. And only people who haven't a clue what they're talking about in that regard would ever use it.
Then you are an idiot. Atheists are stupid as fuck.
Look, mate, I'm not going to deny that I'm a fucking moron. There is so much in this world that I don't understand, and I know for a fact that I have said so many things that are just wrong. Whether that be because my brain is too dumb to figure things out, too dumb to understand things I've read, or it's just plain ignorance. But I am not half as dumb as you are. It would take effort to say something so fucking stupid as any of the things you've said today, that I am not confident that upon saying them, the denseness of my head would not cause my body to smash through the floor and send my ass hurtling towards the center of the planet.
How could this planet be created? How can man and woman go together so perfectly? How can the sun rise every morning and the sun sets every evening?
Did you just do a fucking Bill O'Reilly at me? Tide goes in, tide goes out. You can't explain that. But, mate, we know how those things happen. Humans evolved to be sexually dimorphic, like a lot of animals. It's an advantageous trait for having good genetics. The sun goes up and comes down every day because it doesn't actually do that. The earth spins, you fucking dunce. And the earth wasn't created, it formed because of physics. That thing that happens when you're trying to tie your shoes and you slam headfirst into concrete every fucking day. I suggest you dress yourself in a padded room.
So perfectly, so on time. Everything is so perfect and it's all just random.
Nope, not perfect, but not random. What is it with theists that they choose not to understand that? Maybe come back to me when you've learned something about how the world works from someone who doesn't believe stupid bullshit. Or is it just because?
Doesn't make sense.
Well, of course it doesn't make sense to you. You're an idiot. But thank you for walking away. Because I'm stealing your sign. Yoink!
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the